Good morning. Today, you saw we released our kicker Romo and then signed Colin Johnson to the practice squad. Kyler Gordon and Kramer are in their 21-day window to practice. Excited to see those guys back and see where they are today. Lucas, Patrick, and Roshan, they remain in concussion protocol. So the NFL has the steps for that, and we're adhering to that. We'll have the injury report after practice today. Guys were back to work today from the mini bye. Excited for those guys to get to work. Team meeting, we talked about, growing as an individual, growing as a football team, improving. Each position coach went through the improvements with his guys during this position, and they outlined the week for to improve on those because we believe that we improve the individual, improve the position group, will improve our football team in the fundamentals and details of their position. And then really just talked about investing, investing in each other, investing in our football team, and staying locked in and focused and have a sense of urgency to get better during this time as we grow through the season. And that's going to be a big part of this game. Obviously, a big game for us, divisional game, great opportunity for us in front of our fans. In terms of the defensive assistant topic, really don't have any update for you right now. As soon as I have an update, I'll get it to you. Right, we're going through that process right now of deciding what we're going to do in that role. So with that, I'll open up to questions.
What are your plans for evaluating Kyler this week and just kind of getting a feel for where he's at?
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of things you got to evaluate. First of all, it's the conditioning level. We'll see where he is there, and we got to look at his movement. His movement should be good, but really just with his conditioning. And then how the use of the hand. How he's going to use that hand. How does he feel good in terms of his position? At that position, you have to take on blocks. You have to take on stock blocks. You have to take on fan blocks. You got to be able to fold in there and make plays in the run game. In certain gaps inside. So, how does he feel that way? And then really just executing his coverages. And I think that he's always done well with that. He's always been quick. He's always been instinctive. We anticipate seeing that as well. But just really how he's going to use that hand in his job.
Does Tevin Jenkins step back into full-time left guard this week?
Yeah, the rotation will be, we're going to work through that during the process of this week. But we certainly like where he was last week in the game, coming off of that long stint he had. Again, he heals fast and he healed well, which is really good for us. And he did a nice job when he was in there.
And if Lucas Patrick can't go, it is Cody Whitehair at center still. If Patrick is.
Yeah, that's their option that we have, right now, and we like that option. Cody did a nice job in there. He continues to be a pro, a pro's pro at guard, at center. So it's really good to have that flexibility. I'm glad that we had that, opportunity during training camp to be able to flex those guys in and out when Lucas was out during training camp.
Matt, what do you think the biggest reason has been for all your explosive plays? I think you're third in the league in explosive plays. What's been the biggest factor contributing to you guys getting as many explosive plays as you've got?
I would just say, us taking the shots down the field. Just you look at last game. I mean, I know the guys made some plays or went for some plays, and we end up breaking up some big ones. So I would just say the shots down the field, and then guys executing the calls. We just got to continue to do that. Some are short runs and catches, and then some are intended shots down the field, like the first third down we had. So those are our designs, and those have been executed well.
What amount of trust does that take to trust him to not only trust his receiver, but to trust himself to put it out there?
It's a lot, because it's a 50-50 ball, right? So when you throw it up there on the outside fade ball, for example, you have to trust your receiver that he's going to catch it or nobody's going to catch it. So there's a trust factor there. I certainly feel the chemistry with DJ and those guys going forward, but we need to do it with some different people too. We need to do it with put the ball around there and spread the ball a little bit more, and we're going to do that.
When you say different people, I mean, Mooney is the first guy that comes to mind.
Why do you think that Mooney has not been as productive the last 2 years as he was the 1,000-yard receiver we saw in 2021?
We're work in progress still. I mean, we're not going to close the books on that. We got a lot of ball to play. I mean, we got a lot of games to play, and we certainly want to highlight Mooney, and we're going to continue to do that, and we're going to continue to take shots to him. And he's a big part of our package, and we're excited where he is.
I'm certainly not writing him off. I'm just curious what do you see that hasn't been there in the last two seasons? and the player that you scouted as you were taking the job?
I would just say that we're really just working through it. We're still, obviously hopeful we're going to see those things, and we're going to. We're going to take the shots to him. He's going to get his looks. He's going to get his shots, and we're going to see it coming forward.
Matt, when you see your offense do get those explosive plays, how do you see that impact the defense when you're getting a 20-plus yard pass play? Do you see an impact on the defense and how they adjust to it?
Yeah, you do. You do see it. Now, we didn't see that much of adjustment last week. We saw a lot of single high the entire game and singled up on DJ, but we'll see different variations of shell coverages. We'll see guys lean coverages certain ways, all the things that guys in the NFL do. But we will see that adjustment for sure.
How does not having to defend Justin Jefferson allow you to do other things that you maybe wouldn't normally be able to do defensively against the Vikings?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly adjust your scheme, to a great player like that, and it's, it's always, there's a handful of guys in the league that you would do that for. So it allows you to play more basic, more solid on both sides, as opposed to, tilting your coverage one way or the other. So that's the basic way of saying it without giving too much away. But I do believe that, it certainly allows you to play your base way that you normally play against a normal guy, normal people, rather than playing against a guy that's elite in the top two or three guys in the league, which he is.
It's gotta be a relief for you then, as a defensive coordinator, a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any relief. On defense, you're always on edge. So you got to make sure that you have that sense of urgency to defend, and play fast and to play physical. So we're always on edge that way.
Matt,
With this
Kirk
much-
Cousins has been so successful this season against the blitz. What are the challenges in bringing added pressure against a quarterback like that?
Yeah, I just think you got to have the timing of it, the rhythm and timing of it, when to call it, the disguise of it. I think that's an important part of it. Yeah, you got to pick and choose your moments because he is very effective. He's been an effective quarterback for a long time.
With as much pressure as the Vikings use defensively, how big of a challenge is it just to feel like you've been able to prepare for everything you might see in practice?
It's just unique. It's unique to bring 61.5% pressure. So it's unique that way. We have a plan for that. And again, this is a big day for us to be able to work that plan of how we're going to handle that and work against that pressure. But it certainly brings many challenges for our offense.
Pressure kind of the Brian Flores effect since he's taken over the defense, or are there other ways you see his fingerprints on that unit now?
He's done, he's been a good defensive coordinator for a while, so he's done different things over his past. This is what he's doing right now, and he's, again, changed that week to week and adjusted his blitz, up and down, certainly with the people he's played. But we'll see where it goes, and we're going to have to be very tactical during the game, and be able to adjust and move our scheme based on what we're seeing. So we'll see what it is, and again, we got to do a great job today.
Now, you guys did self-analysis over this mini-buy or whatever you want to call it. What were the takeaways for you on the overall coaching and then specifically how you did the first 5 games?
Well, I would say that we got better. That's what I would say. I thought we improved over the last 2 weeks. You could see that in the detail and in the fundamentals, and us improving. And you saw that on Thursday night. So that's where we're at. So I think that we did a good job of that. I think we did a good job of holding together through adversity, during that time, which is going to make us stronger in the long run. I do believe that. And the coaches did a good job of solving problems. We had some issues that we had to solve. And again, I'm not getting the details of those things, but again, it comes down to the fundamentals and details of the positions. And I thought we did a good job the last 2 games. And then we just got to keep finishing and keep improving on our football team.
Get a
Matt,
sense of what-
Terrell Smith has been pretty good the past couple weeks. When Jalen comes back into the lineup, is there room for Terrell to start opposite him and maybe over Tyreek?
Yeah, we love where he is right now. He's really growing, really improving. We like where his tackling is, his coverage ability, his competes, his takeaways. All those things are really good, and he's just got to continue to improve. He's going to play for us. How much and all that, we'll work through the week on that, but we certainly like where he is, just in terms of his overall skill. I think John Hoke is doing an excellent job with those young corners, and we're excited to get Gordon back in there, and Jalen as well. So it's nice to have guys in there, and we'll see where all those guys are this week, the guys that are coming back, but excited to see those guys back for sure.
You get a sense of.
You obviously want to go 1-0 each week, but But you referenced the importance of this next block of 5 games, considering how the first 5 games went in terms of record. Is there a target that you have for these next 5 games? Say, hey, we got to come out of there with this type of record to give our Saints a chance in the last 7.
Yeah, I don't think you can think that way. As a coach, you really got to be right here, right now on Wednesday, and that's where we got to be, right here. So we got a big task ahead of us to get our plan in for first and second down on special teams, and also first and second down on offense and defense, and that's where our mind is, and that's where it has to be. If you want to get better, it's got to be the small increments, and today is a big day for us, and the sense of urgency has to be there with the players and the coaches.
What are your thoughts on DJ Moore? DJ Moore winning the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. What are your thoughts on DJ Moore winning Offensive?
Well deserved. Well deserved. It's exciting to have a player win that award, and well deserved. But again, it comes down to the whole football team. The whole offensive squad did a nice job of executing. He doesn't get those yards and those things, all those yards without protection. And the offensive line did a fabulous job. The backs, the tight ends helped in protection, and obviously Justin did a great job delivering the ball to him. So it's a whole group effort, and it's a whole group award. And I know he would say that too, and that's where it is. But congratulations to him.
Can you get a sense for what the win just did for your group as they turn the page now? I mean, obviously still a sense of urgency, but just that losing is kind of off.
Yeah, just really about the fruits of your labor. We really did just sticking in there. Made us stronger. That adversity makes us stronger, and about us really just hanging in there together and believing in the process. The process for us is just working one day at a time, one thing at a time, really focusing on the individual, on the position group, then also on the unit. And we're going to continue to do that. We have a lot of improvement to do during the course of this season, and we want to improve every single game and get better and play our best football at the end.
Matt Cousins has obviously developed a rapport with Hockenson. I'm curious as you watch them, what impresses you just about the same page nature that they have?
Yeah, he's very good at getting open. So he uses his body to get open a lot of times, but he also has really good stem at the top of his routes to be able to work away from man, work into the open zones. He's really good at that. And he's good yards after catch. He's a heck of an athlete. And it was a good get for him, So, and again, they got great chemistry, and sure that uptick's going to come up, with Jefferson being out. But he's got other good weapons too, and so we'll see where it is.